Hey fam, Speed Duel Bro here, and in this deck request, we have Terror from the Deep. Let's go. So for the skill card, we have Terror from the Deep, and then for the monster lineup, we've got 3 Kairyu-Shin, 2 Terror King Salmon, 3 Mother Grizzly, and 1 Leviathan Dragon. And then for spells, we have 1 Hammer Shot, 1 Creature Swap, sorry for the glare, we've got 2 Book of Moon, 2 A Legendary Ocean, and 3 Soul Exchange. And then for traps, we have 1 Zoma and 1 Wall of Disruption. How to win / strategies. Now, to play this deck, fam, it's very simple. We're all about bringing out Kairyu-Shin to the field, because once we have this guy on the field, the skill card will activate, and when the skill activates, it will allow us to bring out Yumi, which is in this case a legendary ocean, and then from that point on, all the water monsters will be unaffected by trap cards. So now you might be asking, so Speed Duel Bro, how do we go about bringing out Kairyu-Shin? Well, again, it's very simple. What we're gonna do is we have Soul Exchange and Mother Grizzly. It don't get no simpler than that, fam. Now, once we've established our field, we should be able to overwhelm our opponent with our terrors from the deep, because Kairyu-Shin will have 2000 attack, and then when you complement it with cards like Terror King Salmon, will become a free normal summon because of a legendary ocean. Terror King Salmon will have 2600 attack, and at that point, fam, we really should be able to ride the wave of our sea creatures. Because remember, as long as our skill is active and we have Kairyu-Shin, all our water monsters are unaffected by trap cards. And for the newer players, just so you know, anytime that we can effectively shut down a lane of Yugioh, and what I mean by a lane of Yugioh is you've got your monsters, spells, and traps. Anytime we can shut down one of those lanes, the favor of the duel increases significantly on our side. So really, all we'd have to worry about as the water player here are the opponent's monsters, effect monsters specifically. Because right now, the standard for a strong tribute monster is 2400, but we do have Terror King Salmon, and then when we complement our Kairyu-Shin with cards like Book of Moon or even Wall of Disruption, and shoot, even one of my favorite tech cards, Hammer Shot, navigating the duel should be manageable. But yeah, fam, this is literally the strategy. Just get Kairyu-Shin out, activate the skill card, bring out Yumi, and you should just go from there. And what's cool too about this deck is that if we were to lose Kairyu-Shin, if it leaves the field, we get to draw 2 cards thanks to our skill card. But mind you, fam, you do not want to get to that point, because if we lose Kairyu-Shin, we lose the ability to be unaffected by trap cards, and we don't want that. We want to maintain our control of the field. Okay, I just wanted to point that out. Card analysis. The skill card Terror from the Deep. Now, if you ask me, this is actually an excellent skill card for what it does. Just for simply having Kairyu-Shin gives us access to Yumi from the hand, deck, or graveyard, and our water monsters are unaffected by trap effects. And not only that, there's a recovery play too, that if Kairyu-Shin leaves the field, we get to draw 2 cards. So all in all, in terms of skill cards, this is probably one of the good ones. And I love the fact that Konami decided to give Kairyu-Shin some love, because for those of you that played in the TCG days, I remember that Kairyu-Shin never received any kind of favoritism or love whatsoever. A lot of people bashed on this card, myself included. And the reason why Kairyu-Shin got bashed so much is because if you read its description here, it's supposedly the king of the ocean. But as you all know, with normal monsters being level 5, and then with these kinds of stats, is that a king of the ocean? But anyways, joking aside, we're all about Kairyu-Shin in today's deck request video. But let's get back on track, fam. All in all, the skill card Terror from the Deep, I like it a lot. I like it a lot for the theme of Kairyu-Shin. And then we play the 3 Kairyu-Shin, which is obvious. It's the theme of the deck, and it's the start of the deck because the skill card was tailored for Kairyu-Shin. And then we play the 2 Terror King Salmon. Now this is a very nice complementary aqua monster because it's level 5, and then it becomes level 4 with a legendary ocean on the field. So the fact that we get to summon a big 2600 beater for free, oh, sign me up, please. And then we play the 3 Mother Grizzly. Now this right here is solely for tributing away for Kairyu-Shin, or we can use Mother Grizzly with Creature Swap. As you all know, every time there's a floater, you know I'm gonna make room for Creature Swap, because Creature Swap is change of heart, and the fact that we get to have field presence, you know, why not take the opponent's monster and have our Mother Grizzly on our side? And then we play the 1 Leviathan Dragon. For me, in my humble opinion, this is probably the true terror from the deep, but we're all about Kairyu-Shin. Remember that. But again, having a Leviathan Dragon just to wipe out the field is also a nice option to have in this deck. And remember, a legendary ocean reduces the levels of the water monsters in our hands, so Leviathan Dragon becomes level 6, and all you really need to do is tribute 1 monster, so Leviathan Dragon pairs well with Soul Exchange. Just wanted to point that out real quick. And then we play the 1 Hammer Shot. Now this is more like a tech choice. This is for when our opponent just has an overwhelmingly strong monster on their side of the field, because yes, 2000 attack is great, but nowadays as our card pool is getting larger, 2000 attack is fairly manageable to run over. So Hammer Shot is here to just help send support for our Kairyu-Shin. You know, just wipe out the opponent's strong monster. And then we play another tech choice in Creature Swap. As I explained earlier, I'm not going to pass up the opportunity to take in an opponent's monster and regain field presence or field control. And then we play 2 Book of Moon. As you all know, Book of Moon is universal utility at its finest. We can do attack and defend with it. You know, put the opponent's monster in defense, thus making it runnable. You know, we can run over it with Kairyu-Shin. But as you all know, fam, Book of Moon's one of the all-time greats in speed duels. Self-explanatory, if you ask me. And then we play the 2 Legendary Ocean. Now, I feel like 2 was just adequate enough, because the moment we get Kairyu-Shin out on the field, we can activate a Legendary Ocean from anywhere. And the only time that we would ever need the second copy is if, you know, the opponent destroys our Legendary Ocean, or if things get desperate, we'll activate one of these from our hand so that we can bring out either Kairyu-Shin or Terror King or even Daedalus. But again, 2 is just enough for this deck, in my humble opinion. And then we play the 3 Soul Exchange. Let me move it over here. Now the reason why we maxed out on Soul Exchange, fam, is because in my play testing with this deck, there will be times that you are going to draw nothing but vanillas. So you want to make sure that if we have the vanillas, we'll have the Soul Exchange ready. And then we play the 1 Zoma. Now the reason why I went with Zoma is because not only can it be a wall of defense or extra offense on our side of the field, but if need be, we can tribute it away for Kairyu-Shin as well. So multifunction in Zoma of the Spirit. And as you all know, Zoma is also one of the old-time greats in speed duels. And then we play the 1 Wall of Disruption, which you all know is also part of the limited 3 list. That's why you see this ratio of 2 Book of Moon and 1 Wall of Disruption. This is just to help protect our Kairyu-Shin and our monsters too, because remember, 2000 attack is great, but nowadays 2000 attack can also be run over. So just another wall of defense, you might say. And now, fam, it's time for the moment of truth. Where does this deck rank on the power scale? In my humble opinion, this deck is casual. Now, the reason why I say it's casual, fam, is just for this one reason alone. Is because we're running vanilla monsters, normal monsters. And as you all know, especially my TCG veterans, normal monsters can only do so much. You know, we're very limited in our capabilities, but don't let that stop you from playing this deck, fam, because the skill card is everything for this deck. You know, we got all the right notes in the skill card, and with all this tech support to help maintain our field control, we should still be able to win the match. But again, you know, when running vanilla monsters, we also run into the risk of drawing nothing but vanilla monsters, and that's when things get a little dicey for us. But try not to worry too much about that fact, fam, because with this deck lineup right here, you know, this ratio I feel like is appropriate. So drawing into vanillas shouldn't be too much of an issue. We shouldn't run into that scenario very often. So feel free to give this deck a try and give Kairyu-Shin its due justice. So there you go, fam. That's the deck request. I hope you enjoyed. And if you did, please feel free to hit the like button because it helps me out a lot. And if you haven't already subscribed to me, your Speed Duel bro, you're more than welcome to subscribe because two things. One, I always play to win, and no matter what the power level of the deck may be it casual, semi-competitive, or competitive, or no matter what the deck request may be, we're gonna do our best to win this thing. And two, if you love speed duels, I'm sure you'll love me too, your Speed Duel bro. Alright fam, that's it for now. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.